Aloha and welcome. This is Fallout Equestria Remains, and I'm Panther. So this time around, I'm actually going to go through something that I've been kind of neglecting to do. I'm going to go through the enemies. And this is a reading episode. So you don't like it, skip it. The entire episode, I guarantee, is just me poorly reading stuff. Ponies, zebras, and griffins. Ponies, a dominant species of sentient beings inhabiting Equestria. They're divided into three races: unicorn, pegasi, and earth pony. Each race has an advantage and disadvantage. Unicorns are gifted of telekinesis and with special training can master various magical spells. Pegasi can fly, not to mention manipulate the weather. And earth ponies are the most strong, endurant, and tenacious of all, not to mention the ability to grow things where they just shouldn't grow. Currently, you can meet any unicorns, earth ponies in the wasteland. Pegasi, on the other hand, are rarely encountered, as most of them live in their cloud cities and don't descend to the ground. That's actually a cool concept. Zebras. Residents of a distant country, main enemies of the ponies in the Great War. Oh, so these are the Chinese. At present, their descendants quite often can be found in Equestria, and despite centuries past, old enemies have not been forgotten. Zebras do not have magical powers like unicorns, but use witchcraft, curses, potions, and amulets. And some still remember the ancient art of necromancy. Okay, taking some liberties with that information, I suppose. Griffins are not so numerous in Equestria. Most of them serve as mercenaries. Physically, they're stronger than ponies and have the ability to fly, but do not own any magical powers. Okay. Raiders. Raiders are bandits, earth ponies, and unicorns, living on robbery, plunder, and brute force. This is the real scourge of the wasteland, who gather the worst traits and vices. Raiders, as a rule, are extremely aggressive, cruel, greedy, mean, and often simply insane. They will always look dirty, ragged, and scarred. Raiders often get into packs or even large gangs. Ruled by leaders, they arrange dens in abandoned buildings, convenient for raiding settlements or robbing commercial caravans, and the occasional traveler. Anyone who invading their territory will be immediately attacked. They're usually poorly armed with melee weapons or old and weathered firearms. Their armor is made of various garbage. Health it doesn't say, because Raiders sadist, psychos, and maniacs enjoy more than anything to mock and torture their victim. In battle, rely on cold steel or their own hooves and thick forehead. Because their dumb habit of decorating their dwellings with fragments of decaying corpses, they're constantly sick with various diseases. These guys have 50 health. Rogue. Considered as trash even by raider standards, they're always dressed in rags and armed with some pieces of garbage. Their health is undermined by the abundant use of alcohol and drugs. Jesus. 20% evasion bonus, but 40 health. Metalhead Raider. Raiders of the Metalhead gang love to surround themselves with various pieces of metal, which they call armor. Because of this, they are heavy and slow, but they are also quite well protected from hits and bullets. They use cold steel or rely on the spikes that decorate their armor. Wow. Oh, okay. They have resistances to that. That's why my magic bullet worked so well, because it was plasma. Raider Pervert. The gang of lechers is a collection of well-known vices. They're spiteful, greedy, lecherous, in a word, rare scumbags. They prefer big and heavy melee weapons. Raider Rebel. Rebels are the Rebels Raiders value freedom more than anything in the world. This, in their understanding, is the expression in the ability of to freely rob and rape any pony whoever they please. They are armed with light firearms like pistols. Oh, goody. Executioner. Consensus of the Executioner's gang is heavy with many settlements, ruined and destroyed to the last inhabitant. Sorry, I butchered that sentence. These are ruthless killers who kill not for any selfish purpose, just for the hell of it. Often armed with shotguns, which makes them particularly dangerous at close range. Raider Master. Master is the most dangerous and organized, and well-equipped raider gang. By raider standards, they have good armor and weapons, and what's more, they know how to use them. No kidding, these guys screw me up the most. Raider Scorchers. The Scorchers gang is notorious for their unhealthy thirst for fire. In combat, they use flamethrowers and incendiary weapons, and themselves feel almost no pain from burns. Jesus. Bomber. These guys are weird. Or girls in this case. Bombers are simply obsessed with explosives. They wander around, hung with grenades, and never miss a single opportunity to use them. This makes them probably the most dangerous for their fellow raiders than for their enemies. And then these guys. Raider Leader. Leaders are almost always the biggest and the most powerful and the most cruel raiders. Okay, that's it for the raiders. Let's get into the monsters. Post-war Equestria is inhabited by hordes of diverse monsters, beasts, and mutants. Some of them appear under the influence of radiation, taint, or various other magical curses, while others are created artificially. Ooh. Let's get into the scary buggers first. Ghouls. Ghouls are ponies that mutated under the influence of radiation. The ones that represent danger are so-called feral ghouls, those who have lost their minds and turned into bloodthirsty zombies. Feral ghoul. Common ghouls can be found in plenty in the wasteland. As a rule, they live in desolate, abandoned places such as ruins and sewage tunnels, especially prefer places with radioactive contamination. You can't poison them, and acid is pretty useless. That's good to know. Rushing ghoul. Mutation in this kind of ghoul does not diminish their strength and speed. On the contrary, it increases them. Also, they developed an ability to jump huge heights and distances. Hungry ghoul. Unicorn ghouls whose ability for telekinesis not only got stronger after mutation, only got stronger. God damn. You should watch out for their telekinetic grip. Yeah, these are the bastards that screwed me up when I was dealing with the boss ghoul. Raging ghoul. A vital activity produces this kind of ghoul represents a real collection of diverse toxic substances. When attacked, they can release a cloud of toxic gas. Oh goody. Glowing ghoul, i.e. the healer. This ghoul glows because of the overwhelming magical radiation stored within it. Getting hit, you risk not only taking physical damage, but a dose of radiation as well. Yeah, I know that. They are also capable of creating bursts of radiation, restoring health to other ghouls nearby. And it has no range limitation on that. These guys, Soldier Ghoul. Earth-prone soldiers turned into a ghoul. It still wears remnants of armor, and its physical strength has incredibly increased. That would be increased incredibly after mutation. The stomping hooves on the ground can make a small earthquake. Jesus, lots of health. Ripper Ghoul. A mutation of this ghoul went further compared to its relatives. Its strength, speed, and aggression has increased multiple times. Sharp spines appear on its body, and in addition, it has acquired the ability to spit out acid. As a result, it has become one of the most dangerous mutations in the Wasteland. Oh! Okay. This is it. Gotta wipe something from my eye. Jeez. Okay. Bloat sprites. Apparently Paris sprites, mutated under the influence of taint or radiation. Acquiring dangerous new features, they have not lost their ability to incessantly reproduce. Thus, their numbers in Equestria is very high, as evident by the 425 I've killed already. Bloat sprite, small creature, rather annoying. It's rather annoying than dangerous. Say more annoying than dangerous. Whatever. Though bullets suck against it, but laser, plasma, fire, and freezing are awesome. Good to know. Acid bloat sprite. It spits corrosive acid. Acid doesn't work, but freezing, plasma, oh, okay. Poisonous. I choose poisonous spines. Poison doesn't work. Raider. Very large bloat sprite with a thick shell. Could tell us that it also spews out younger bloat sprites when dead. Cuts all the damage, except for by bullets, by 25. And has a damage to their throw of 5. Snapping bloat sprite. Bloat sprite armed with razor-sharp teeth. This species is much more dangerous than the other. Yeah, I wouldn't know. Bloat sprite nest, a disgusting, pulsating, mucus-draining thing, producing more and more new bloat sprites until destroyed. They say this might be a bloat sprite, but monstrously mutated and grown into gigantic proportion. I'm willing to believe that. Others. It just says it. Okay, Bloodwing. Mutated, increased size vampire bats. Usually settle in empty and abandoned buildings, caves, under bridges, and overpasses. Persistent in the pursuit of the victims. Piranha. Predatory mutated fish living in sewers. Fast, agile, and bites. Its bites are a hell of a pain. Wolffish. A predatory fish that lives in the sewers. Powerful jaws and huge teeth are not as easy to kill underwater. Clearly. Roach. A common cockroach mutated under the influence of radiation, increased in size. Not dangerous, but still capable of biting. Rat. Looks like an ordinary rat, only carnivorous and aggressive. You don't understand what a rat is, do you? Like, a rat is carnivorous. They're omnivorous, actually. But not aggressive. Aggressive's new. Lives absolutely everywhere, as normal rats do. Okay. Mole rat. A mole rat's a real thing. You do know that, right? A mutated cross between a rat and a mole. Not even close. Quite large, with its sharp teeth, and nasty temper. Okay. Rad Scorpion. Mutated scorpion of impressive size with strong chitinous shell and a deadly sting. It is extremely not recommended approaching it. Correct. Shoot it from afar. Don't smash it with a hammer. Blood Rad Scorpion. It's like a normal Rad Scorpion, but instead of poison, it injects an enzyme that prevents blood from coagulating, so its victim can easily die from blood loss. Jesus. Worker Ant. Giant mutated ant, fighting very painfully. Wow, really? Soldier Ant. This mutated ant has giant jaws, so its bites are a problem for anybody. Okay. Fire Ant. A mutated ant having a fire-making gland capable of breathing fire. Could have went into a little more detail than that. Ant Nest. One of many exits to an underground ant colony. Unless destroyed, ants will come out again and again in an endless stream. Really susceptible to grenades. Awful slime. It is not known for certain what the nature and origin of this strange creeping formation. It's hypothesized that this mucus is actually a colony of microorganisms that have mutated under the influence of taint. It is still dangerous, as it contains corrosive acids and other unpleasant chemicals. But fortunately, it does not attack any pony, so it's just avoiding. So it's enough. Just avoid stepping on it. Bullets are shit against it. Poison and acid is worthless. Laser explosions are the best thing to use against it. Good to know. Baneful Phoenix. A phoenix mutated from radiation and adapted to the life in the wasteland. Despite its attractive appearance, it is quite dangerous because of its ability to breathe radioactive flames. A Banefire Phoenix is not aggressive to those whose souls still remain some good and mercy in them. It can be tamed, then it becomes your friend and companion, which I have. Robots. Robots are a production of technological evolution, one that Equestria experienced during the years before the Great War. They represent a combination of most advanced Earth pony technology and unicorn magic, and were created by performing various tasks, from housekeeping to property protection. During the war, combat models were also developed for the use in military operations. Although no pony produces robots nowadays, many of them are still functional despite centuries past. Mostly, these are combat and security robots that continue to execute built-in programs, and are ready to bring all their power down upon any intruder entering their domain. Large robots. This class of pony-sized or even larger robots are designed for performing various tasks, including military operations. Typically, such robots have advanced artificial intelligence, a strong metal casing, and magical weapons, especially powerful in combat models. Robo-Brain. One of the first series of models in the multifunctional robots, in which a centralized processor is replaced by a living brain, placed in a glass tank. It has two hose-like manipulators designed to perform various actions, caterpillar tracks, and weak armament, like electric discharge or laser. In general, this model has many disadvantages and is hardly suitable for combat. Robo-Brains are rather sluggish, clumsy, dull, and do not pose much threat. Bullshit. Ponytron. A common model of a security robot. Looks like a pony. It can perform such functions as defending its owners, protecting property, and military operations. maintaining order and enforcing the law, and so on. For this purpose, they have strong armor, medium power weapons. Some sluggishness is in partially compensating by built-in levitation device, allowing the robot to soar in the air for some time and move to higher grounds. Despite the fact that their owners died centuries ago, the Ponytrons, you didn't need to add ES at the end of that, continue patrolling the entrusted objects and do not tolerate any intruders. So lightning's are really... Oh, that's why lightning's really good against them. Duh. Mr. Gutsy. You couldn't mess around with this. A military modification of the household robot Mr. Handy. Equipped with a whole arsenal of all kinds of weapons. They have there is a plasma gun for long range, a flamethrower for close one, a circular saw for direct contact with the enemy. For movement, the robot uses a levitation magic, allowing it to continuously soar above the ground. During the war, these robots were actively used on the battlefield, and now, not many of them are left. Unfortunately, their electronic brains have long been bludgeoned, and now no longer distinguish friends from enemies. Yeah, I noticed that. Now gets into the fun ones. Small robots. Combat robots designed for certain tasks. Do not have advanced AI and work solely on the program they were built with. Spritebot. A small flying bot. Developed by the Ministry of Morale, Spritebots are used as mobile transmitters and continuously broadcasting patriotic radio channel, while at the same time they engaged in secret surveillance of citizens. Today, Spritebots can still be found in plenty in the wasteland. They don't need to put in there. They usually do not represent danger, except when they are controlled by the security systems of old closed strategic objects. In this case, they try attacking the interlopers with low-powered weapons. Yeah, they're pretty easy to take down. These guys are pain in the ass. Flying scout bots used to observe situation and collect data during combat. It can act autonomously or be controlled via radio interface, transferring picture from robots' cameras directly to the operator's visor. It can be used in combat directly. Its propeller blades are as durable alloy and sharp made of durable alloy and sharpened, making them quite suitable as cutting weapons. Yeah, I noticed. Roller. Hate these things. So hate them. A small security robots that resemble a metal orb. When a hostile object appears in their detection range, they begin rolling towards it, aiming to strike and shock with a powerful electric discharge. They can jump high and bounce off of walls. Yeah, they are immune to lightning. Fire is only 50%. EMP and explosion is what you really want to use. Good to know. Spider Mine! Remote bomb. Apparently created by zebras. Unlike common mines, they do not wait for the enemy to step on them. They try getting closer themselves. They must never be allowed to come close. Once they approach the target, they immediately explode. Has no weakness or strength against lightning, so that's why it's good. Turrets. Hate these things. Turrets are stationary robots designed to protect various objects. They have powerful weapons such as machine guns and magical energy weapons, and open fire on any violator stepping into their range. Typically, turrets are controlled by a common security system and can be disabled or reconfigured through the appropriate tournament. Ceiling turret. These are mounted on the ceiling, fairly compact but poorly protected from damage, and can be destroyed by breaking the mounts. They are concealed versions that come out only during combat mode. I haven't run into those yet. Round. They are mounted on the floor and are well fortified. Oh. Definitely have to use electricity. Cool. And, notes? Oh, hey! I could reread the old stuff? Cool. I did not know about that. The various quests I still have, the Star Blaster, all that stuff. And that's kind of it for this episode. Like, I'm gonna check the vendors here. Did you get anything for me? Nope. Alright. Those are all still in progress. Still in progress, still in progress. Nothing new there. Although I could get the field lab. Yeah, actually I'm gonna get the field lab. I'm kind of curious on getting that because of the camouflaging thing. I could use the Supreme Measure. That's fun. I don't have any intention of buying guns right now. I'm still, like, spending my points and other stuff. So, yeah, after this... mini... locals. Okay, well, that's it for this episode then. I will catch you all in the next one, where I'm going to go into the sewers. I'll probably say it in the beginning of the next episode, but until then, have fun, be safe, and alone.